Hello, friends. Welcome back to Authentically Rubes, a place where we dance through life's biggest emotions and reconnect to our truest and most authentic selves. I'm Ruby, your guide to emotional freedom through movement. I'm really here to help you just feel better because that is just the amazing and magical impact that movement and dance has had on my life. So I want to share that with you and have us all feeling 1% better each and every time we do it. Yeah. If you're new here, subscribe if you want to follow along, if you like the vibes, if you want to know more. And thank you for being here and thank you for watching. I love you and I appreciate you. So let's get into today's topic. I want to talk about why adding movement to your life is going to make it so much better, especially if you are someone who is an overthinker, who is always in their head. And believe me, I know what that's like. I know from firsthand experience. So that's why I want to share this because I think it is so powerful and it can really help so many of us who feel this way. And also people who are just super sensitive and emotional too and feel like we have no control over how we feel because I've also been there too. So the first thing that I want to talk about with this is how movement allows energy to flow in our body. It's literally a scientific fact. No, I don't have a ton of evidence right now, but if you look it up, it is true. The energy in our body can get stagnant if we don't move our bodies and you feel those symptoms physically. That can be physical pain, that can be digestive issues, also psychological issues too, like stress and not sleeping properly, and all these different things. All these different things that happen to us that we don't want to happen to us, that aren't very fun to experience. Those are causes of not moving our body. How many times do you hear people say, do at least 30 minutes of exercise every single day? It's true. It's very true. But I think what we're missing is like the intentional part of that movement. And we use it for exercise and for staying healthy, which is still so great. And I think that's an amazing thing that we use it for. But we can also use it to heal ourselves emotionally too and to move through emotions because emotions are also energy too. And when we feel really big emotions, they can get lodged within our bodies. So now they can't flow. That interrupts the energy flow of our body. And that also adds to not feeling good in our body. So when we start to move intentionally and we acknowledge how we're feeling and we really let ourselves connect to that feeling, that's when that energy can start to flow. So that is point number one right there, is that if you want your energy optimally flowing through your body, adding an intentional movement practice is so great for that. Number two is that it helps you just release emotion in a healthy way too. Like so many of us take our emotions out on other people. We blame other people, we play the victim, and it's so easy to do that. I have done that so many times, more than I could count. I have taken out my anger and frustration that I have towards myself on other people, the people I love the most, which honestly makes me like even sadder to think about. But it happens because we always just think that the people we love the most are always going to love us. And it's sad, but it's true. So it's finding a way to take out your emotion in a healthy way, to express it in a way that doesn't affect anyone else around you. It's really just your time, your own practice to move through whatever you need to move through. For example, if I'm super frustrated and I'm around a lot of people, I will do my best to go somewhere by myself, even if it's just like going to a bathroom if I can't have a space to myself, and just like squeezing my entire body as tightly as I can and just like shaking my whole body for like 30 seconds, instantly feel better. Instantly. And then I know I'm not going to go back into that room and take out my frustration on other people, or the other side of it is like I just wouldn't talk cuz I don't want to take it out on other people. And then like you just kind of just spend the rest of your time there just feeling crappy, to be honest. So, it's really just an opportunity to experience your emotion on a deeper level because emotion can seem like it comes out of thin air. It really doesn't. It's been there all along. It's just wanting to be felt and expressed so it can move through you and no longer you have to hold on to it. It can just go back out into the ethers. It can be shifted into an emotion that actually is going to feel good to experience in your body. It really all starts with your own self awareness of how you are feeling. And then point number three is that you can actually use movement to shift your mood. This goes a little bit deeper from point number two, is that you can set your intention of moving through an emotion that doesn't feel good or an experience you had or something that you just keep overthinking. Like, say you're trying to make a decision and you just keep going back and forth and you feel like you cannot make it for the life of you. Doing a movement practice right there is ideal because it gets you out of your head, gets you into your heart, gets you into your body. And that's where the wisdom can start to come through. That's when you can surrender and let go and allow your body to guide you. And eventually the universe gets in there too. And there's really no stopping you from there. And the answers may not come all at once, but that's also not the point of the practice. The point of the practice is to be connected to your body and connected to your power and your wisdom, which will naturally start to come up more and more without force, without pressure, just in the moment. So you can use this for emotions you don't like, but then once you move those through you, you can start to think, okay, how do I actually want to feel? And say, like, okay, I want to feel joy or I want to feel peace. And asking your body, like, what does that feel like in my body, and moving with that. Or even times where you feel those emotions and you do a little like celebration dance in that emotion will just heighten it so much more and get it to really just be embedded in the cells of your body, which is so great because then subconsciously your body's going to be like, yes, give me more of this emotion. Like, this is great. And then your body will also create more of it too. Like, it's really like what you put in is what you get out. The more that you focus on your inner world in a supportive and loving and intentional way, the better the outside world is going to become. And the better you're going to feel internally, which also helps you enjoy the outside world so much more. Because if you have your dream job and you're living in your dream house and you make all this money, but you feel terrible inside, I can almost guarantee you those things aren't going to feel so great when really your only goal is to feel good. I know for myself personally that, like, no, I haven't achieved all the goals that I want to achieve in my life yet, and that's perfectly okay. But my biggest goal when I first started my personal growth journey was just to feel good because, oh, did you guys hear that bird? That was so beautiful. Okay, anyways, my biggest goal in my life was just to feel good. Like, I dealt with anxiety and overwhelm and so much overthinking for so long, and honestly, sometimes still do, but I let it fully run my life. And when that happens, like, anything could be happening around you, and you still feel terrible inside because it's your own programs. It's that energy that's stuck within you. And I wish I knew more about intentional movement back then because that would have helped me so much. And that's why I'm always sharing about it now because it's so powerful. Like, it's literally like using your own magic and using your own little wand and like healing yourself. And it takes time sometimes, yes, but the beautiful part is that if you keep showing up for intentional movement and you keep getting curious with yourself and letting your body lead and letting that intuitive flow come through you, the more you're going to find what excites you, the more you're going to find these great emotions that you have the ability to feel within, the more that your mental health is going to improve too as well. There are so many upsides to this. Like, it's really crazy. I've also noticed how much more grateful I've felt for the things around me and how much I've changed my perspective and my view on everything in my life. Like, I used to think that everything was against me, that nothing was working out in my favor, and that like I had no control over my life. But really, it's like if you can shift your perspective, you can shift anything. And it's also using these emotions that we feel with this movement and not seeing them as bad things either, but seeing them as things that just want to be felt. That's all emotions are. They're not ours to keep. They're just things that want to be felt, that want to be expressed, and then you can consciously choose what you want to keep putting on your subconscious mind from there, what's going to keep replaying, and what's going to program you every single day of your life. And the last thing I want to share is just how to create your own movement practice. That is so easy. I'm going to give you 5 simple steps to do it. First thing you're going to do is just close your eyes, take a deep breath, make sure you're in a place where no one can disturb you, and you have like lots of space to move around. And you're going to just think about how you're feeling in the moment, acknowledge it, be super honest with yourself. Even though it may be scary too, it's going to feel so much better if you do so. So, first do that, and then you're going to think about how you want to feel after the practice and a different emotion that you'd love to embody instead of that one. And you're just basically going to say out the phrase, like, I am feeling blank, and I would like to release this feeling through my practice. Body, please show me how I can release this feeling through my practice. And please guide me in the direction of feeling this new feeling of blank throughout my practice. Super simple, right? Exactly. I'm assuming you said right. But, anyways, so once you have your intention set, then you can just start to sway your body back and forth and just slowly start to drop in. You can take some deep breaths. Try to keep your eyes closed the whole time too, because it just helps you to connect more with your body and really drop into your body too, and just start to move in whatever way. Sorry, I completely forgot the other step. First, pick a song before you start to move. That one completely just left my brain. But so first you pick a song or songs and create like a playlist too. I do like such a variety. Sometimes I will just be like, universe, please show me what song I'm meant to dance to for this one in my playlist, and I'll just hit shuffle and let it choose for me. Sometimes I'll have just like a specific song that will pop into my head that I'm like, that's the one I gotta listen to this right now. Or sometimes I will just pick like instrumental music if I just feel like I've been thinking way too much. I don't even want to hear like words and songs. Like then it's just instrumental as well. So it's really up to you. There's so many different ways you can go with that. But then of course, yeah, we go into our swaying, we go into just connecting with the body, and you're just going to do your best to let your body guide you, let your mind turn off, let yourself just tune in fully inward. And it may feel really uncomfortable, it may feel just really weird. Just embrace that and trust it and allow whatever wants to come forth. You may feel really emotional. You may want to scream, yell, cry, kick. Really, anything could come up in that space. Just give yourself the grace to experience that, because just an emotion that wants to come out of you, and do your best not to judge yourself for feeling that thing. I personally have experienced so much anger in these practices, and I used to really judge myself for feeling this anger, but you know what? It's better to let it out than to think it's weird to let it out. You know what I mean? It's way better and way healthier for yourself to do that. So, you know what? People may think I'm psychotic sometimes, but at least I feel good emotionally. I think that's the most important part. So remember that if you feel like you are judging yourself, or if you feel like others are judging you too, there is no shame here. There is no right or wrong here. Your experience is perfect for you. And the next part is just really letting yourself just fully embrace it all, really get into it, as I say, and just like let that emotion come up, fully go through whatever you need to go through. And then you kind of have a feeling like once your practice is complete. But at the beginning, you can do just like, I just want to dance to one song, I want to dance to two songs, and just like do a little thing like that too. Again, no right or wrong. And once it's complete, just like placing a hand on your heart and really acknowledging yourself and like thanking yourself and being proud of yourself for showing up for yourself in that moment, because that is not a small thing. It's freaking huge to show up for your emotions. You're showing up for your emotions more than most people do in that moment. So, really celebrate yourself there because you deserve it. And then, hopefully, at the end of your practice, you feel at least 1% better than you did before. I have really just been practicing this myself and seeing how I feel after every time I do movement practice, and it is at least 1% better. Even if I still feel like sad, even if I still feel a little bit overwhelmed, like it feels lighter always, no matter what. And honestly, there's some days where I feel so like down that I don't even want to do movement practice. What I suggest then, if you feel like even doing a movement practice just sounds difficult, fair enough, I've been there too, is just do jumping jacks. Do 50 jumping jacks. Because then you don't have to think about it. You don't have to put on music. You don't have to do anything. Just 50 jumping jacks. And just your energy will feel different. You will feel different afterwards. I can promise you that. So I think that's all that I have for today. I appreciate you so much for listening, and I really hope that this new movement practice that you incorporate into your life is something that really supports you and helps you feel better emotionally, mentally, physically. It is all working out in your favor the more that you believe it is. Also, if you try out this practice, please let me know. I would love to hear about it. It literally makes me so excited to hear from you guys when you are doing these movement practices and how they're working for you. So you can leave a comment below, you can direct message me too. If you really enjoyed this video, I would love if you could give it a thumbs up, if you could subscribe, and I'm always happy to hear your feedback in the comments too. Thank you again so much for listening. I love you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And remember, you are the magic, you are amazing, and you are enough no matter what. Bye.